Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation, with some breaking news. A-Mark Precious Metals acquires JM Bullion. Let's explore. You know what that means, based off of a previous release that I reported on, when JM Bullion had acquired Provident Metals. Well, this means that A-Mark Precious Metals has accumulated them as well. This was shared with me by a member of the community, El Segundo, California. A-Mark Precious Metals is a leading fully integrated precious metals platform, has entered into a definitive agreement with JM Bullion, which is a leading e-commerce retailer of precious metals, to acquire the remaining 79.5% of the issued and outstanding shares of JM Bullion not currently owned by A-Mark. So apparently A-Mark did have a position in with the company before. The proposed acquisition follows a long-standing and highly energetic relationship between the companies that dates back to A-Mark's initial minority investment in JM Bullion back in 2014. JM Bullion was founded in 2011 and is headquartered in Dallas, Texas. They're a leading e-commerce retailer providing access to a broad array of gold, silver, copper, platinum, and palladium products through its company-owned websites and marketplaces. JM Bullion operates 5 separately branded company-owned websites. Some of these I knew about, but others I didn't, which they target specific niches within the precious metals market. That includes jmbullion.com, of course. We know about providentmetals.com. Silver.com, many of us had suspected that was tied with JM Bullion even before they acquired providentmetals.com. Goldprice.org, that's new to me. I didn't realize that. Silverprice.org, but we did know that they sold items through eBay. So here is what the summary looks like, and it's going to be interesting to see how this will play out for all of us as customers of JM Bullion. What will change? But this is some interesting notes here that has been put in this release. A-Mark will pay a total of $138.3 million for the 79.5% of JM Bullion it does not currently own, implying a total valuation for JM Bullion of $174 million. Total consideration is comprised of $103.7 million of cash and $34.6 million of A-Mark common stock. The total consideration is subject to certain closing adjustments, customary working capital adjustments, and expense sharing arrangements. All right, so that's interesting. That's pretty transparent in the transaction there, as far as what they're paying for it. They probably have to be, I guess, is my guess. They have to have these disclosures whenever something like this occurs. So JM Bullion CEO and co-founder Michael Whitmire and Chairman Kendall Seville will join A-Mark's board of directors. Whitmire will remain CEO of JM Bullion and will assume the title of Executive Vice President of A-Mark's direct sales segment, which also includes A-Mark's existing gold line business. So gold line is tied with A-Mark. I did not realize that. A-Mark intends to finance the cash portion of the purchase price with cash on hand and through any available means of financing, including a public or private equity or convertible debt offering. The acquisition is expected to close in the first quarter of calendar 2021, subject to customary closing conditions and regulatory approval. And so when we look at the financial and operational highlights for the fiscal year ending of 2020, by the end of December, it includes net sales of $1.49 billion, gross profit of $78.9 million, and pre-tax income of $62.2 million. That's interesting. Wow. So they've done fairly well, but there's been a lot of business in precious metals for these dealers, and they've done apparently very well selling. 1.3 million total users of which more than 300,000 purchased products during the year, up approximately 70% year over year. 70%. This is staggering. Wow. So you have a pretty, now these profits, I don't know how this is calculated. Is this money that's after salaries have been paid? Is this pure profit for the company? I don't know. I'd be curious to know. And what would the post-tax income be? Arguably much less, probably, 30% less at least of 62.2 million, but still, that's pretty good. And they have 1.3 million total users. I guess that's customers, right? 1.3 million. That's a good number of people. How many million people are in the United States? 350 plus million people, and 1.3 million of those are JM Bullion customers. How many of those are APMEX customers? How many are Bold Precious Metal customers, Monument Metals, Gainesville Coins? How many do business with all those companies, or two of them? That gives you some idea of how many people are accumulating precious metals. And I don't know, I assume that's all U.S. customers. I don't know that they sell to Canada. I guess maybe so, but I don't know. So they processed 794,000 orders, up 80% year over year. That's incredible. That's incredible. This is one reason to be bullish on precious metals going up as demand is increasing. But keep in mind, that's comparatively to what the LBMA and COMEX has. It's still a drop in the bucket, but still, it's encouraging. If this keeps up, well, I think that's going to be a very good thing. Sold more than 21 million ounces of silver. 21 million, up approximately 120% year over year. And more than 500 ounces of gold, which is up over approximately 170% year over year. These are amazing numbers. Absolutely amazing. This blows me away. This is the most important and interesting part of the article, that they're sharing this information with us. That's incredible. Wow. So JM Bullion is going to become, I guess, corporatized. I guess in this way, it's going to become even bigger under the umbrella of A-Mark. So very interesting indeed. So this is, and then it talks about what the strategic rationale is, which will have an implication on us, hopefully for the better, but I don't know. Significantly increases A-Mark's direct sales segment, of course, which will represent nearly 50% of the combined company's pre-tax income on a pro forma basis. Maybe will that pass savings down to us? I don't know. We will have to see. Broadens consumer-facing brand portfolio. JM Bullion will provide A-Mark with the ability to tailor its merchandising and pricing strategies to multiple customer demographics across the combined business's 6 unique consumer-facing brands. Will that be a positive for us? I don't know. How will smaller companies deal with this? I think some of these smaller companies have provided a great competitive rates and competitive service than some of these others. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Everybody is doing well. So we'll see how this plays out. Attractive customer economics. JMB's proven and proprietary online marketing strategies enable it to acquire customers at attractive rates and realize average order values at over 50 times its customer acquisition cost. Interesting. Okay. Then highly complementary management teams. So just working together, leadership teams of significant precious metal expertise with experiences in online and e-commerce. So yes, indeed. All right. So and then it goes on to, we're not going to get into a whole lot of this other stuff, but it's pretty detailed in some of its discussions here in this particular thing. I'll post a link to this in the comment section below, or in the description. But I found this quite interesting indeed. And I think it's big news. And it can be either good or bad or indifferent. I don't know how you feel about it, but we saw JM Bullion acquire Provident Metals, and so we'll see how this plays out. and in the coming year here as they make this move. But I thought I'd share this with the community. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.